Hey, it's me, Rob, with RBR Orlando, and I'm here today at Kennedy Space Center in Merritt Island to check out the Journey to Mars exhibit. So come hang out. I'll show you some stuff. Here's the entrance to the Journey to Mars exhibit. There's a fun astronaut cutout over here. And this is also where they do like a photo op. There's no sign out here with the times they're doing it at today. Maybe they aren't doing it today. But sometimes there's a guy in a spacesuit that comes out. You can take a picture with him. I wanted to show you guys the really cool artwork out here for the Journey to Mars exhibit. It's another fun little poster there. And here's the third one over here. These visuals are really cool. Obviously, there hasn't been an actual person on Mars yet, but the artwork is neat. Here he is, taking pictures. I told you guys there was a guy in a spacesuit out here for a photo op. How fun is that? All right, we're gonna go inside here of the exhibit, Journey to Mars. First thing you see when you enter is a really cool infographic with some distances between Earth and the moon and Mars. This is a fun little window graphic here. I believe the three things that are displayed are the Earth, the moon, and Mars. There's the moon right there. This is really cool visually with that black backdrop. Kind of seems like the planet is actually really there. This is really, really cool visually. Then there's a little monitor over here to the left. It's a really cool rocket graphic over here. It talks about the different rockets, their size, all the different components. This is a crew vehicle. It's a full-size development model. If we peek around the corner over here, this is a full-size model. And a model like this one is used to work out the practical details of the spacecraft. That's interesting. Entering kind of the main area and showroom. This is a really cool presentation over here on the stage. It doesn't last very long. It's worth watching. Over here we have an orbital docking simulator where you use some controls to simulate docking onto the International Space Station. And over here is a lunar landing simulator. Similar to the other one, with some controls. We're gonna take a little detour over here to the right. Later in this vlog, we are gonna talk about the rovers in a little more detail. These are just models of the rovers that have been to Mars. This one is really big. There's another one over here. And we'll talk more about this later, like I said before, but that one actually comes with a drone for some aerial footage. And this space exploration vehicle over here is not actually in use. This is a design concept for an exploration vehicle that they're hoping to use on the surface once we finally do make our ways to Mars. As you can see, this building is not very big, but there is a lot to see and do. So we're gonna make our way back over to the rovers and talk about them in a little more detail. This little guy here is called the Sojourner rover. I'm probably not saying that right, but I'm trying my best. It's a model of the rover that was launched December 4th, 1996 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. It landed July 4th, 1997 with a launch date of December 4th in 1996. And the mission only lasted 7 days. The mission name for this rover was called Pathfinder. And this rover became the first driving / roving vehicle on another planet and operated for 84 days. 12 times longer than its designed lifetime of 7 days. So it turns out they were only planning on it working for 7 days, and it worked for 84. That's crazy. This little guy was the little rover that could. This is the second rover, second design for a rover that was used on Mars. And I believe there were 2 of these, at least according to the reading material. The first one is the Spirit rover, and this launched June 10th, 2003. And it landed July 3rd, 2004. And the duration of the mission was until March 2010. Approximately 6 years and 2 months, with the Opportunity rover leaving July 7th, 2003 and landing January 24th, 2004. And it looks like this mission lasted until February 2019, approximately 15 years. Spirit and Opportunity rovers, both Mars exploration rovers, were expected to last about 92 days. Spirit lasted 6 years, and Opportunity continued this mission for 15 years. Impressive. It looks like they both beat expectations. These are the original rovers that were sent to Mars. And here's a comparison between the Sojourner and the Spirit and Opportunity, with a height difference of 12 inches versus 58 inches. a length difference of 26 and 62, and a weight difference of 23 pounds versus 400 pounds. The width is obviously more substantial as well at 90 versus 19. One more look at the two original rovers. This one being twins and running 2 missions. Obviously there's just one model here on display. And this one being the original rover. Displayed next to the original rovers is the InSight Mars lander. This was not a rover, but a stationary unit that was designed to do seismic monitoring on Mars. They launched this lander on May 5th, 2018 from California. It landed November 26th, 2018 and lasted 4 years, 1 month. InSight had an objective to discover the processes that shaped all the rocky planets of the inner solar system more than 4 billion years ago. InSight was equipped with a seismometer, a seismometer. I don't know, here we go again, me trying to say words, right? A heat probe and a radio science experiment. And on the wall behind the model of the lander is some video of its operation. Here's some really cool visual images to explain some of the inner workings of the planet. The lander has a robotic arm on it, and it would set down these readers and probes in order to read the seismic activity of the planet. And here is a model of one of those readers and or probes. And here's a look at the arm for you. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, for the InSight Mars lander, its solar panels became very dusty, and the InSight lander took its final selfie on April 24th, 2022. And it says here that the team that was operating this lander put the robotic arm in its retirement pose in May of 2022. Here is a look at the Perseverance rover. This one is obviously significantly larger than the other 2 rovers we looked at earlier. And it has a little bit of a different design as well. The way that the wheels and treads are connected to the body of this rover are pretty cool. Now, the other 2 rovers were meant to take pictures. The lander was doing seismic activity monitoring of the planet. The Perseverance rover, the Mars 2020 rover, is studying an area on Mars to find signs of past microbial life. Microbial. It is drilling into rocks, taking core samples, encasing them in sealed tubes, and leaving them on the Martian surface so that a future Mars mission can return them to Earth for analysis. That is a selfie that this rover took of itself. Here's some fun facts about that Perseverance rover. It's 7 foot tall, 10 feet long, and weighs 2,260 pounds. And there's a breakdown of all of the different beams and cameras, the sample catching system, and the cameras, and where they're all located on the rover. This rover launched July 30th in Cape Canaveral, Florida. It landed February 2021, and the mission was estimated to last just 2 years, 2021 to 2023. And this one over here is the Curiosity rover. Not quite as big as Perseverance. The Curiosity rover launched November 26, 2011 and landed August 6, 2012 and is still currently operational. Using 10 different science instruments, Curiosity found evidence that rivers and lakes existed in Gale Crater for perhaps 1 million years in the past. Smooth, round pebbles that likely rolled a few miles downstream in a river were discovered. Mud from the bottom of a series of ancient shallow lakes dried and formed 1,000 feet high rock formations. Wow, 1,000 feet high. That is crazy. There's also a drone, you can't really see it from here, called the Ingenuity. And I believe that that is right here. This helicopter drone was and is used to take aerial photos. And last but not least, we have the Space Exploration Vehicle, the SEV, which is one of the new generation of rovers that NASA is currently testing. This has not launched and is not currently in use, as there are no people currently on Mars. Here is a graphic of the way that the rover is intended to work. There's a pressurized rover area, like a cabin, and a docking hatch, wheel assembly, and a work package interface, as well as suit ports and mobility chassis. The way that this ship is designed to work, or rover is designed to work, is the suits are attached to the outside of the rover, the cabin, and the astronauts can slide themselves into those suits from inside the cabin. The word they use to describe that is suit port. This is located on the back of the SEV, and they allow crews to get in and out without bringing the Martian dust back into the cabin. There's some fun little graphics down here as well. Here is the cabin area where they operate the rover, then have the lab area. Areas to lounge and relax, as well as do work. And you can see here this guy sliding into the suit. And here is the design concept for this rover, right here. Last but not least, in the Journey to Mars exhibit are some image stations where you can see images that each rover took. I hope you guys enjoyed our quick tour of the Journey to Mars exhibit here at Kennedy Space Center. We have a shuttle for this experience. where you can come to Kennedy Space Center. On Tuesdays from International Drive, the shuttle picks up at Murphy's Pub, Orlando. If you are interested in booking this trip during your vacation, feel free to reach out to RBR Orlando at any time, and we can get you booked and provide you transport. So, again, thanks for hanging out and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.